It is us, Kid Lips, and
your boy Groobies, and we're back at it again. Welcome to downtown LA, guys.
Welcome back. We're so psyched to be here with you. Recurring video that we did back in 2016, and we gotta update. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, so we are gonna talk about how to pick the best t-shirt for your clothing line. We're gonna jump into it, and we have 10 shirts that are set up for you. The whole purpose behind this video is to make it as easy and as cost effective for you to find the best t-shirt, whether you're doing drop shipping, you're selling direct to consumer. We just wanna shorten that sampling process. This isn't to replace sampling altogether, but just really to accelerate it. Make sure that you still find that perfect shirt and do it as affordably as possible. So we're gonna take these options, put them out there for you, and then you can kind of narrow them down based on what you are looking for in a quality t-shirt.
We also wanna talk about quality, because quality means different things for different people. Your quality could be different if you're a streetwear brand versus kind of a high-end fashion brand, right? And so thinking about quality depends a little bit on price, it depends on fit, it depends on weight, it depends on the type of embellishment you're gonna be doing on the garment, and we're gonna talk about all those things as it relates to quality in this video.
First and foremost, we're gonna go with like that fashion-forward, kind of premium luxury t-shirt. Next, we're going to the street, and we will be reviewing some of our streetwear styles, the most popular ones. And lastly, we have queued up a couple specialty shirts for you, and we'll jump in and handle those last. So let's get into these quick reviews.
Let's do it. Thanks for being here. Here we go. So, let's kick things off with the Bella Canvas 3001.
This is definitely the recommended premium t-shirt from Groobies and from Kid Lips.
Top of the top.
There's a bunch of reasons why we really like Bella Canvas as the premium go-to t-shirt. Remember, we are in the fashion-forward category, so what you'll see for the most part is like a more narrow fit. These things aren't super baggy shirts. I'm wearing a large right now.
I am too, but I'm normally a medium, so that's why this is maybe a bit long, a bit big on me.
One of the key things that they're doing is trying to do as much of the manufacturing work as possible in their Los Angeles-based factory, which is just minutes from us right now.
Sure.
But then they still do a lot of the assembly down in Latin America, like Honduras and places like that. So it's kind of like a blended production model, which is very interesting. It gives them a lot of control over the fabrics, the cut, and the dyeing process. So you'll see the 3001 is available in a ton of colors.
So many.
A ton of different colorways. So if you're looking for a very specific color that you're trying to hit, the 3001, there's a great chance that you're gonna find something, if not identical, really close to what it is you're looking for.
And they're also consistent. Like, you'll order the same olive green and you'll get it on point. So you don't have to worry about inconsistencies with color. Print quality is generally really high.
Yeah.
It's, you know, pretty, I'd say mid to low weight shirt. It's relatively thin. It's what, 4.5 ounces or so?
Yeah. 100% cotton,
100%
4.5
cotton.
ounces. I think what makes it feel thin is the fact that it's like a 40 singles shirt or garment, right? So just the threads are wound really tight on it. It gives it a really smooth feel to the shirt overall. And it kind of makes it, even though 4.5 ounces, I'd say it's like a mid-weight, it kind of feels more like a lightweight shirt in my opinion.
Yeah.
And so how that translates through is you get really good, consistent direct-to-garment prints on the 3001 because it's such a smooth surface. I will say that since they're using a longer form of cotton, sometimes you can get like little hairs in the prints that can come up from time to time. I'd say maybe that's like the only downside to direct-to-garment printing. They also have just a lot of color variations, and they're using primarily reactive dyes to do coloring, so they have like these bright, vibrant colors. You guys know that direct-to-garment printing doesn't always have the highest ink opacity, so just something else to keep in mind. Your lighter tones will give you brighter prints, your darker colors will give you, a little bit more show through the prints.
For sure, definitely. And this is, again, top of the line, so you're gonna be paying a little bit more. It's a premium product, and that will translate into your eventual pricing onto your customer. But if you wanna offer that premium, this is it.
Yeah, the other thing to just consider is it's a really great shirt for like relabeling and direct-to-garment printing. Probably not the first shirt I would use for embroidery, just because of the lightweight material. It just doesn't hold up to embroidery like some of the more streetwear kind of heavier weight shirts that we offer.
Sure.
So yeah, I would just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, this is the 3001, great go-to fashion forward t-shirt. It's almost hard to go wrong with the Bella 3001.
Yeah, solid choice. All right, so we are working with the next level, 3600?
3600.
Boom. Welcome to it. I'm wearing a medium, you're wearing a large. What do we have to say about this?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, I would say like the world is divided into two camps as it relates to the premium t-shirt market. You have like all the Bella people and you have all the next level people. The shirts are super, super similar overall.
Definitely fit-wise, very similar. Yeah.
Very similar. Like if you were to like sew your own tag in and remove their tags and send it to an end customer, I think it'd be very, very challenging for the end customer to know which one's which.
For sure.
So they have more things in common than they have different.
Made in a similar part of the world, definitely similar weight. We're dealing with a 4.3 ounce and the Bellas are 4.2 ounce. So pretty consistent.
Yeah.
The cotton feel though is a little different. These have kind of like a slickness, a little smoother almost. It's got an interesting feel to it.
It does, it does. I would say that's probably like the biggest single difference it's just in terms of like wearing the shirt. It's hard to translate through on a video, but it could be called like a smoothness, or I don't want to say softness, but the fabric almost feels like it has like a tiny bit of poly in. It doesn't. All these shirts we're reviewing are 100% cotton shirts,
Sure.
but it feels like it kind of has like that movability of like a poly, like in the drape of the poly.
And also once it's washed, it's very possible that this will go and it'll feel just like the Bella canvas. So there's a lot of changes that happen once you do a first wash, but this definitely does have that sheen. Another thing to think about here is colors. So Bella Canvas prides themselves in having tons of colors and always adding new colors to their catalog, whereas Next Level, tried and true, right?
Yeah, it's like basically the classic. They kind of have a bunch of colors that they know work. They're not super hyped up on seasonality and dropping like 3 or 4 new colors here and there. They kind of know what works and they're just like committed to continue to crank that out. It's like the classic premium t-shirt.
So the question we have for you is, are you a Bella Canvas or a Next Level type person? If you're choosing your premium shirt, which one is your go-to, why, and post in the comments. Okay, so here we are in the Gildan 64,000. I'm wearing a medium, traditional large over here. We want to talk a bit about where this falls in the premium category. Gildan is known for its 5,000, which is the go-to streetwear kind of low-cost print shirt for just about everyone. And so when people hear Gildan, they're probably like, meh, is that really where I want to go for a premium quality t-shirt? And we're here to say maybe it is, right? This is definitely lower priced than the Next Level and the Bella Canvas, so that's important to recognize. It does have a different cut a little bit in relation to how the hemlines are done. So it's got a thinner kind of end on the sleeve and the hem. And the collar's a little different, right?
The collar is also different, yeah. So I would say those other ones are like a 1/2 inch hem, whereas the 6400 is more 64,000 is more like a 1/4 inch hem. And then on the collar, it just has a different collar construction, meaning some of the sewing is a little bit more exposed on the collar. It almost has like a little tiny bit of like that streetwear aesthetic and roots that come from the Gildan 5000 and some of those other more street products. They got pulled over into this style as well. But what you definitely do have from a material standpoint, again, 100% cotton, so great for direct-to-garment printing.
4.5 ounces.
4.5 ounces, so it's on the higher end in terms of the amount of fabric that you're getting for a premium t-shirt. And then it does have a nice softness. Like a lot of the Gildan other products are kind of known for being like a little more scratchy. This one is a nice soft shirt, so.
And it fits, like it's fitted, you know? Yeah, it's a premium fit.
It's not a super, super boxy shirt.
For sure.
You know, that's gonna be more wide than it is long.
Yeah.
So it's got a lot of things going for it. In terms of colors, I'd say that Gildan definitely subscribes to like the Next Level philosophy where they have a bunch of colors. The colors all work. They don't swap in and swap out colors all the time. So it's like a nice stable platform that's very like reliable. And if you're going for like, you want to have a lot of the aesthetics of a premium t-shirt, like more narrow fit, a softer fabric, but you want to control your costs and have like a little bit of a higher margin product, This is a very viable t-shirt if that's what you're looking for.
And if you don't like that Gildan tag in the back, you can rip it and we can replace it with your brand. So don't have to worry too much about that. These are also made in Bangladesh. Gildan has factories all over the Caribbean, a little bit I think in Central America as well, but these are made in Bangladesh, this specific product line. And yeah, it's you know, I wouldn't embroider this product again. It's probably not your best choice for that, but it's a great print option and it can still fall within a premium brand. Yeah! All right, welcome to Tultex Town.
This is the Tultex 202, and it is also under the premium t-shirt category that we have. I would say that this one is extremely similar to the Bella and to the Next Level.
Same kind of neckline, yeah, same kind of hemline, same kind of sizing in terms of the stitches and where they fall.
Yeah, and also, even though the material is like 4.5 ounces, which is like up there with the Gildan Ultra, the 64,000, I would say it doesn't feel like a mid-weight. It feels more like a little bit of like a lightweight t-shirt.
Definitely feels lightweight, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm rocking the medium. You got the large on.
I got the large, yeah. I like that natural color too. That thing's pretty dope.
It's pretty good.
I got a silver here. So a couple things just about the Tultex brand. That is a brand that is made actually by a distributor of clothing named TSC. These shirts are primarily made in Mexico, so they're doing like a near-shoring thing where they have like a lot of their design up in Los Angeles and then a lot of their production down in the Maquiladora program just south of the border. So they have some awesome supply chain that's set up there. I would say the other main thing about the brand to consider is if you don't want to use the same t-shirt as every other brand, you know, a lot of brands are using Next Level and Bella. This is like a little bit of a lesser known brand just because they have like limited distribution options. It's not like you can go walk in any store and pick up like a Tultex t-shirt. They're a little bit more limited in distribution, and so I find that they're like a lesser known shirt. So if you're trying to use a shirt that's a little lesser known and that's a positive for you, I think the Tultex is probably a pretty good fit.
Definitely a solid option for sure. From a price point perspective, it falls a little bit above the Gildan, but it's definitely below the Next Level and the Bella Canvas.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a affordable option for a premium piece, and it still gets that kind of stitch line and that feel of the Bella Canvas and the Next Level.
Yeah, again, I would say like with all of these premium t-shirts, embroidery is possible, but not really recommended. Just the lighter weight t-shirts, always better to get a heavier weight t-shirt if you want to do embroidery projects.
For sure, but as per usual, you can rip the tag, we can put in new tags, we can print, you know, you can add a pocket to it. This is definitely a great shirt, especially if you want that kind of more form-fitting feel. We're here with the Alstyle 1301. Fun fact about this t-shirt, back when Applique was a direct-to-customer brand, way back in the day in Philly, Alstyle was the first t-shirt I was working with, and their hoodies as well. And we're here to show you what the 1301 is all about.
What a blast from the past.
What a blast from the past, crazy times.
Yeah, so the 1301, I would say it's definitely one of the top recommended streetwear styles for...
It's a staple for sure.
For a go-to. Like the brand has been around forever, but they are also part of the Gildan company now. So Gildan owns Alstyle. But yeah, for the most part, they've done right by the brand and kind of kept it true to form. What you're gonna get once you start getting into these more street-inspired shirts is you'll first notice that they're just much baggier. Like you get into this like kind of relaxed fit deal where it's just not clinging to you, not super tight. You're not showing off your physique. You're kind of hiding all that, letting people think, ooh, what's under there? I don't know. I don't know.
I got a medium on though. You got the large. Yeah. There's definitely a thick collar here. It's like not turtleneck status, but it's got a weight to it, this collar, and it's nice and tight. Same with the cuffs. There's a little bit of weight on the hemline and the cuffs. It's a 6-ounce garment, so it's definitely heavier cotton. That means we can start to get into more of those streetwear embellishments, right? We can start to talk about embroidery and printing as great options for how you may embellish this garment. These are just very much kind of a traditional printed, you think of like maybe a screen printed or a DTG print. It's gonna probably be on a garment like this if it's, I'd say kind of like mid to low range in terms of price. Also tubular construction, which is consistent with most of Gildan's products we've shown so far. Tubular means there aren't side seams. When we're in the premium range of Next Level and Bella Canvas, they've got side seams, which is contributes to a tighter fit and a more fashion-forward fit, whereas this tubular construction is just a big old tube tee, and that's what you're dealing with Gildan and with Alstyle and also with Tall-Tex.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the tubular construction is like a great call out. That's how Gildan makes most of their stuff. Keeps your price points low, just less cutting, less sewing, less time. So I'd say like for the products that are side team, kind of like more like a boutique t-shirt feel to them versus something that is like more kind of leaning towards like a mass production type of model. Obviously all these things are made in mass production, but
for sure,
just kind of the end feel that you get. But yeah, I would definitely recommend anyone who wants to have like that street vibe, Street Inspired t-shirt. The 1301 is a great product for that. Good solid color range, a lot of plus size options with them, really kind of like stable. You can get good prints off of them.
Colors are consistent, basic, standard streetwear, or basic colors that you'd want to get. You know, your white, your black, your navy, your red, your blue. Yeah. These sleeves hang kind of a little bit off the arm a little bit, so you kind of have that flare out, which is typical of this style.
Yeah. The other thing is just the material itself. Back to that, it's a 6 ounce. So like this t-shirt is almost like 50% more cotton than, you know, some of those premium t-shirts on a weight scale, right? So it definitely just has that feel to it. I don't feel like it's an oppressively hot shirt. It's 100% cotton, so it's still breeze.
For sure.
It's great for just like rocking around. You're not gonna be super hot, but it just has like that substance to it, like that heavier feel. What up, guys? Gildan 5000, here it is. I would say probably the most like ubiquitous t-shirt in the marketplace.
They're everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yeah. I mean, you can just walk in any store anywhere and there will likely be a Gildan 5000 waiting for you. They have it set up. It's the most cost-effective shirt.
It's a very affordable product. I've noticed some changes since our last video in this product. Specifically, it's taken on this tighter trim on the hems, so on the sleeve and on the bottom hem. It's just a little bit, it's that 1/4 inch between the stitching and the edge. And then you have that same kind of neck that the Gildan 64000 has, so you know, the traditional Gildan neck. But it's a 5.3 ounce, so it's lighter weight.
Yeah, like in terms of the streetwear shirts, I would say this one is probably feels like the lightest weight. Like it has the least amount of substance to it. In terms of the feel to them, they have a similar feel to the 1301. It's kind of like a scratchiness, or like you can just feel like little parts of the shirt where it's not like a perfectly smooth surface. Like it has some variation to it, and like a couple things sticking out here or there.
Yeah, for sure. And these they're pre-shrunk, but they can shrink a little bit. There can be a little variation as you wash it, so you do want to be watching out for that. There may be a couple loose threads here and there.
Oh, I found one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the world, and it's not like, you know, disruptive. It's not a defective product by any means, but you do see just the finishing is maybe a little bit rougher than some of these premium products that we've been talking about.
Yeah, so you just kind of get that natural balance where you will see it here at this point where it's like, when you go super, super cost effective, you start to hit some snags where it's like, it kind of starts to show through at some point. And I would say like, yeah, the Gildan's gonna be the most affordable. You can definitely get a good printed t-shirt out there on your customers. They can be happy with this. I would say like the main issues are just kind of some finishing issues around quality and the shrinkage issue.
What do you think about embroidery on this shirt? Would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, possible. Like you're in the realm of possibility. Again, like you're still embroidering a t-shirt, so keep designs small, keep them easy. You can knock out some solid embroidery with these things though.
Cool. Excellent. Here we are. Comfort colors.
C1717. This is like the go-to comfort colors t-shirt. It's like their most popular t-shirt style. It's
kind of entering the premium zone of streetwear right now. I mean, it's like, it's definitely got that heavy weight. It's 6.1 ounces. It's got the boxy fit. It's tubular. It's actually made by Gildan. It's owned by the Gildan companies. Yep. But it also has a very like premium feel to it from a feel perspective, from a material perspective. It's got kind of both a blend, I'd say. It definitely still has that boxy fit. But this is a very different material we're talking about. How so?
It totally is. So while all of the t-shirts we've talked about thus far are reactive dyeing, meaning they're using a chemical dyeing process, This is totally different. This is a pigment dyed shirt, so there's no chemical process. Instead, those pigments are just literally being attached to the fibers. They're not changing the fibers of the shirt. So what does that get you? It gets you like a lot of variation in color. Like that is a black, but it almost kind of looks gray. Like if we were to hold up a reactive black t-shirt to that one, this is reactive dyed, this pigment dyed.
Totally different.
You get that like lighter, softer feel to the color itself. It almost feels like there's some like loose fibers hanging through. All of these shirts are very rigorously pre-washed, so they don't shrink as much as like a standard Gildan t-shirt would. They really hold up super well over time. Like they have a great product longevity. I have Comfort Color shirts that I've washed probably for 2 years now, and they still look great, feel great, not a ton of shrinkage.
Print super well. Like they're gonna really show up great with our printing, especially direct to garment and drop ship, because you don't have that reactive dye in the mix. So any color that goes on it is gonna just fix really nicely.
It's so true. Like that, since this shirt is pigment dyed, those pigments are very similar ink system to direct to garment printers and how they print. So the ink system just is super highly compatible with these types of pigment dyed garments, and it leads to great quality direct to garment prints. So that's a huge bonus.
Also think, as a brand, if you're working with Comfort Colors and this product specifically, you want to have a little inconsistency in your color. So just recognize, like, as a kind of more washed out, faded look, that's the point. So if you want every shirt to be the exact same navy blue, this is probably not your product, but recognize if you want that kind of premium feel and you want to go with something that's got that washed out vibe, this is a great option for you. And we also see it being pretty popular amongst certain cultures, which is interesting. If you have always rocked Comfort Colors, maybe post in the comments why. We see a lot of popularity in the American South for some reason with this brand. Perhaps it's their history, perhaps it's just the type of people that like to rock these shirts. But tell us in the comments if you're a Comfort Colors person and why you love this brand. And one note, if you're relabeling these products, these have labels that are affixed and don't rip out. So unlike all the other products we've talked about today, Comfort Colors stitches their label in and it's a nice premium woven label, but if you don't want anyone to know that you're working with a Comfort Colors shirt, it's gonna get cut. And that just means it's a different process of relabeling, and it's maybe a little more obvious that you've relabeled. Yeah. Just something to consider.
Definitely still can relabel them, but not the best product to be relabeled, unfortunately. If you guys want to see Comfort Colors with tearaway tags, leave a comment down below.
Yeah, we'll hit them up. They want to know. Yeah. We are made in America with US blanks. This is the 3210.
And it is an ultra heavy weight t-shirt.
7.2 ounces. This thing is basically like wearing a t-shirt sweatshirt. It is heavy. And it's pretty like loose. I'm wearing a medium. Ian has a large on. It's a big fit, but it's got the side seams, which is, you know, that's cool. It's different. It's not the traditional tubular that we're seeing from a lot of these streetwear products. What else we got? It's just like, these are our options, right?
I mean, two colors. You got black steel and off-white. So where it has a ton of variety in terms of like just the material itself is a huge standout from every other t-shirt.
For sure.
This one is the most notably different. It's almost like in a class its own beyond streetwear, but we had to put it in the streetwear category because it's like baggy and thick and chunky.
Made in USA, super premium, definitely high price point.
Very high price point. Still decent for printing. It's like a chunky shirt, so it's got that element on the printing side, but on the embroidery side, it could probably hold a little bit more stitching, a little more weight. So if you want to do like an embroidered tee, I would say like, the other thing that is key about these is like, they are so heavyweight that it makes a difference like where you want to wear it. Like this is not a good 85-degree summer t-shirt. You've crossed over into the point where like, hey, if it's cold, if it's wintertime, if you're doing work like outdoors and need to stay warm, this it's a functional shirt, meaning it has a lot of properties around it, like workman-like properties. Like if you're out there laying bricks or doing anything like that, it is a substantial t-shirt. And I think like if a customer were to open this, they would immediately think about this t-shirt very different than any other t-shirt. So you can market it as a premium product, you can position it as ultra heavyweight t-shirt, and it kind of does its own thing in that regard.
100% cotton, but take note, this thing will shrink.
Yeah.
And so just be aware, encourage your customers maybe to order a size up, or just understand that it's gonna shrink on them. You know, I could shrink this and it'll probably fit me better, but yeah, it's, you know, it's gonna be.
And the other thing to note is it's got kind of like the wider collars here, but it has like a relatively like thinner neck and a little bit of like a looser neck. Just like if you're moving around, carrying heavy bricks around, dude, you need that loose neck, get that mobility.
The T-shirt sweatshirt by US Blanks, made in downtown LA. All right, we are rocking the E-Conscious.
It's the EC1000. We have put this under the specialty t-shirt category, mostly because of its environmental impact. We did a super in-depth review on these t-shirts, and we'll give you guys a link to that right here. But we also want to include it in the breakdown for the best t-shirt for your brand if you're doing anything in the environmental space. As we all know, fashion has some stigma around it where it's a polluter, like a net polluter in the environment, and there's a lot of kind of mental mind share out there about creating brands that are much more environmentally friendly. This is a great option if you're looking for an environmental impact shirt that is still 100% cotton. Obviously there's other like PET and recycled poly and all that type of other stuff and hemp and different constructions on the environmental side. But if you want to stay with like a very standard cotton t-shirt, this is 100% organic cotton.
That's right.
So there's a ton of impacts around organics, like less, no pesticide use. There's just a ton of factors that play in there.
You also get a really high quality product. I mean, these are super soft, but they're also heavyweight. It's 5.5 ounces, so it's got the side seam. So yeah, it's got, you know, the fit is pretty fitted to a degree, I'd say, like definitely like a tighter neck, but it doesn't fall too tight. This is a medium, you've got the large on. And also with this product, it's gonna show up in those colors that kind of indicate that it's more of an organic option. We're getting, you know, this is kind of a natural green. I've got this blue, this ocean blue. Most of the colors coming from E-Conscious are more oriented around environmental colors.
Yeah.
And
like the natural world, right? Like Pacific, forest, you got like meteor, you got earth tones for their browns, right? So I like how they lined up the color scheme with like the purpose and the impact behind having an environmental brand.
Definitely.
And the colors stay exceptionally well. I've had a bunch of these shirts for multiple years. They don't shrink up. They look basically just as good as the day you get them. They're really, really soft, and they have like the heavier weight too, like 5.5 ounces.
Solid shirt.
So it's got a ton of things going for it. I would say really the only kind of downside is just like the price point, right? It's 100% organic cotton. Consumers have to be like willing to make that investment in getting an environmentally responsible product. But as long as that's the audience you're talking to, I think the fit's there.
And market that. You know, I think there's a real value and interest right now in getting into an organic product. People want to eat organic food, they want to wear organic things. And as a brand, you can say, this is organic, the price is a little bit more, but it's worth it because it's, you know, environmentally responsible. It's also made on the continent, it's made in Mexico, so not too far away. And yeah, they take a great print. You can embroider on this, obviously label it. You can do just about anything to these shirts and they'll stay with you for a long time.
Yeah, that's E-Conscious 1000, guys. Great environmental shirt.
For our final premium, or shall we say specialty product, we are dealing with the US Blanks 2000, US 2000. This shirt feels great. I'm not gonna lie. It feels really good. It's like, I hardly feel I'm wearing a shirt. It's super soft when I touch it. It fits nice. It's just like a solid t-shirt made in downtown Los Angeles. It's also pretty pricey, right? This is a fancy shirt.
Yeah, it's a fancy shirt. So I would say that we categorize this under the specialty t-shirt. If it wasn't in the specialty category, I'd probably put it like more on the fashion forward side. The reason it's specialty, we want to specifically call out that it's made in the USA. There's a bunch of brands where that's really, really important, and we wanted to highlight that if you're looking for a staple, like go-to t-shirt that's made in the USA, we really, really love this US Blanks t-shirt for all the reasons he just said. I mean, side seam, so you get that like fashion forward fit. They're really soft and like stable fabric overall. It kind of feels like you're almost wearing nothing. Like it's great.
Yeah, this is a solid product. It's also, I would say, an interesting one to use your brand on and relabel. The labels are definitely stitched on. So we've got satin labels that you'd have to cut, and you can relabel it, but it's not as easy as a tearaway. Made in the US, I'm wearing a heather gray, so that means there's a 90-10 cotton poly, but usually they're 100% cotton on their solids like the brown.
Yep.
And yeah, they definitely, it's 4.5 ounces, so great for printing. Maybe not the ideal embroidery product, but kind of falls in line with the next level in the Bella canvas in terms of the weight. But it's very much a premium, beautiful, made in USA t-shirt, and you can do plenty with it and wear it all day. It feels good.
Yeah, just a good kind of solid color selection. Not a ton of colors like the 3001 and like the C1717s, but it's got enough on the color side to do kind of what you need to do. It's got all the basics covered. And yeah, for made in the USA, I think it's a super, super solid option. Not a problem recommending this. You just gotta like work out the cost side and make sure your customers know that they're buying a made in the USA product. And then because of that, it's premium and it just costs more.
I like this thin neck. It's like
thin.
Good fit. Yeah,
Sleek.
feels cool. It's almost like reminds me a little bit of an old American Apparel product that we used to get back in the day. Like it kind of looks a bit like that. Feels a bit like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool.
All right, guys, that's US Blanks.
Boom, there it is.
All right, guys, well, that is the breakdown, the play-by-play for how to pick the best t-shirt for your clothing line. We hope this video has been helpful for you.
Definitely. If it was, please leave a comment. We want to hear what resonated, which shirt you use for your brand. What did we miss? Are there things that you want to add to your favorite shirts or other shirts that you really like that you think we should review in the future? There's so much more to talk about here. Are there other products you want to see reviews of? Other types of shirts or hoodies or other garments? What else?
Yeah, just post it in the comments box down below. We'll keep an eye on those things and make sure to queue it up for the next review video for you guys. Peace and love from downtown Los Angeles. Your boy Groovies, over and out.
Yeah, and please subscribe and tell your friends.
Boop.
Deuce.